Now, which stone is this that has 7 faces? Which stone did he carve out? Did God say he will carve out by himself? Which stone did he lay before Jesus? Which stone did he present to Jesus? Revelations 21 9 to 11. And there came to me one of the 7 angels, saying, Come hither, and I'll show you the bride, the Lamb's wife, that's the wife of Jesus. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Now, this is the stone he laid before Jesus. This is the stone he carved out for Jesus. The holy Jerusalem descending out of heaven from God. You can also call her Zion, with her light like a stone, most precious, like jasper, clear as crystal. Just as he carved out Eve for Adam and then brought her to him, presented her to him. From the Hebrew translation of Zion, it is not just a mountain in Jerusalem like Mount Zion, but also a name for Jerusalem. Psalm 102 verse 13. Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her, yea, the set time is come. So now, Zion, that was in a bad place, that was sinful, that's Jerusalem, God has now decided to have mercy upon her. God has decided to favor her. God has decided to cleanse her. God has decided to decorate her. God has decided to make her glorious. Now, see, they are talking of the stones now, which is part of the glory, how glorious she is. Psalm 102 verse 14. For thy servants take pleasure in her stones and favor the dust thereof. So her stones are so striking that it's something that is what her servants talking about. Psalm 102 verse 15. So the heathen shall fear the name of the Lord, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. 16. When the Lord shall build up Zion. Now we're talking about her in respect of a house, in respect of a city, in respect of a building. When the Lord shall build up Zion, he shall appear in his glory. So he will have mercy on her, justify her, and build her with precious stones. This is beautiful. Romans 8:30. And whom he justified. We already talked about whom he predestined and whom he justified. So let's move on. Romans 8:30. And whom he justified, he also glorified. After he calls you, he cleanses you, he justifies you, then he glorifies you. But before he calls you, he actually predestines you. Most times when we see a minister of the word, either like a pastor or a prophet, we say the person has the call of God on their life. We say, oh, this person has a calling. That's very, very that's streamlined. It takes away the substance out of that word being called. Every saint is actually called. Every saint, every person that is called a believer, every part of the body of Christ, every Christian in the true sense of the word is actually called. What are we called? We're called to glory. This is another erroneous way in which people use that word. When you hear, oh, when you hear this person has been called to glory, people think, okay, RIP, rest in peace. This person is dead. When someone dies, they are not called to glory. If they were a saint before they died, they're actually transiting to another phase, which is actually a glorious phase. But that term called to glory has taken away the real meaning of the word. Being called to glory is the calling that God calls every saint, regardless of whether you're a pastor, a teacher, an apostle, an evangelist, whatever it is that you are, whatever ministry you have. The fact that you are a saint means God is calling you out of this life of human frailty, is calling you out of this ordinary, regular phase of frailty into an immortal state in righteousness where you can be glorified enough to be the bride for his son. So every saint is called to glory. Every saint has the calling of God on their life. whichever office you now minister in is another thing entirely. So it's been more appropriate to say, what is your ministry, instead of what is the calling of God on your life. Every saint has a calling. Okay, so let's move on. And whom he justified, he also glorified. While she was descending from God in Revelations 21:10-11, she was described as having the glory of God. So she had reached that state of the glory that God intended for her to have, which was the purpose for him calling her in the first place. So the hope of his calling is so that we can be glorified.